So this video is going to be an overview of hydration, talking about the basics, just so we have a good understanding of it generally, and then we'll go into more detail in terms of fat loss and how you can improve your hydration in other videos. So let's get started. So introduction to hydration. So hydration is the process of replacing water in the body. So we use water for a lot of things in the body: clearer skin, lubricated joints, digestion, brain function. And when we sweat and even when we breathe, we lose water from the body, so it's important that we replace it. Our bodies are around 60+% water, so it's important that we constantly replace it because we are constantly losing it, and that is why it's such a big kind of importance around drinking enough water. So this can be done through drinking water or other drinks with water in it, even coffee and tea. Squash counts because you're adding water to it, so just because it's not clear water doesn't mean it's not helping to hydrate you. But you can also do it through eating foods that have a high water content, some of which are here, so like oranges, watermelon, cucumber, strawberries, things like apples, other fruit and vegetables as well have water in them, so we can actually get our hydration up through eating food, not just through drinking water. And talking about coffee and tea, they are diuretics. They encourage your body to urinate more, but it doesn't offset how much of it you drink. So you don't lose more than you drink by drinking coffee, but it is a good idea to have water with it just as a backup, just to make sure that you're not losing too much. Now the slide's frozen. Here we go. Cool. Being dehydrated is when your body is lacking the water levels necessary to function optimally, but not just optimally, like effectively. If you're too dehydrated, which we'll talk about in another slide, it can become dangerous. Your body doesn't work as well, you can't think as well, you can't perform as well either in the gym or at work or at home. So it's important to be efficiently hydrated throughout the day. So the hydration guidelines. So the recommendation used to be 8 glasses per day per person. It's still a good target, and it's still one you'll hear very often. So 8 glasses or 2 litres is still good, but similar to calories, it's better to set a target based on your physical characteristics. So how old you are, how big you are, how heavy you are, your activity, where you live, your type of hobbies, how much you sleep, all these things will impact how much water you need, and so it's better to do a physical target for each person. So a good way to do that is around 15 to 30 millilitres per pound that you weigh. So that should equate, so if 250 millilitres per glass, 8 glasses may not be too far off for you, but for some people it may be a lot higher. So the general targets are 2 litres for everyone, but if I do this for myself, it's around 3 to 4.5 litres, which makes sense because I'm a lot bigger, I have more muscle, I'm heavier, I'm active most days, and so it makes sense that I need to drink more water than the average person. So using this calculation here, it can be a good way for you to judge how much water you need per day. Like I said, you don't have to drink that in clear, plain water. That can come in forms of water, squash, coffee, tea, juice, fruits, vegetables, other foods. It can come in those kind of forms. So don't think you have to just be guzzling water all day. You can mix it up and change it and keep it interesting. So levels of hydration. So I might be in the way a little bit here. Let's see if I can move my face. There we go. Right, so first of all, so this top one here, if your urine, so this is basically your urine colour. If it's at the top one, like you're topped up with fluid, you're looking good, you're fine, there's no need for you to change anything. Keep drinking at the current rate you're drinking or eating. Second one, like you're almost there, but you could drink a little bit more just to make things a little bit better. This is not too bad, but again, there's still room for improvement to get to the top. This is most commonly the one we see. It's a little bit darker in colour, but it's not too yellow. but you're moderately dehydrated. So a good sign of dehydration is that you're thirsty. When you feel like you're thirsty, that is a sign that your body needs water, and that's the first sign of dehydration. So if you feel like you're thirsty, you're most likely around this level, and you should be drinking more fluids across the day, not just right now. As we get to the lower two, this one here, you're very dehydrated. You need to drink some water soon to get back on track, to get back up to this top level, and to avoid any danger or kind of negative effects of being dehydrated. And then this bottom one here, you're seriously dehydrated, you need to drink some water almost immediately, get your water levels back up. We'll talk about the effects of dehydration and stuff in another video, but when you're dehydrated, it affects, the smallest level of dehydration has big effects on your performance in all areas of your life, so it's important to stay hydrated and understand that. Cool, and that's just the first video on hydration, so hopefully you found it useful, got a bit of a better understanding around guidelines and what you need, and that water doesn't just come from drinking plain water, you can actually get it from other things as well. So if you've got any questions on that, please let me know. If not, I'll see you in the next slide.